Hey, what's going on, Guardians? My name is the Black Link, coming back at you on Tuesday, May 31st, 2022. Official start of Week 2 of Season of the Haunted. I hope you guys got all your Pinnacles done last week, because we've got an entirely brand new week of content for you to dive into in our new season. First things first, Iron Banner has returned. It's the first Iron Banner of the season. Remember, we're only going to have 2 this time around, and this week we're going to be seeing some of the big changes that have come to this end-game PvP game mode. You'll be able to find Lord Saladin, of course, in the tower, and we'll be covering that in just a sec. First, let's take a look at some of the other stuff going on in the solar system. First things first is going to be kind of exciting. We know what the NIGHTFALL is, but I don't exactly know what weapon is dropping. It might be one of the new ones, it might not be. None of the databases were updated at the time of this recording, and of course I had to get it done before I went to work. But the NIGHTFALL this week is going to be the Insight Terminus. A NIGHTFALL we haven't seen for a little bit, I must say. Of course, running this at higher difficulties is going to get you a better chance at rewards, and if you run it at those higher difficulties, say the 1590 Master version, these are the modifiers you're going to have to deal with. Empath, Enhanced Radar. You'll also take increased damage from melee. You'll be facing barrier and unstoppable champions over the course of this strike. Radar will be disabled with chaff. Match game is of course going to be live, and you're going to be dealing with arc and void shields. Additionally, we have Ashes to Ashes. Dealing damage with a solar weapon now applies Scorch to your targets, but your foes also now apply Scorch to you when they deal solar or explosive damage. Watch out for that. And then we've got an acute void burn this week. So 25% void damage dealt and plus 50% void damage received. Alright, good stuff. Make sure you go and grind it out. Hopefully one of the new NIGHTFALL weapons is available this week and you can get your hands on it. Add to that, of course, it's just a regular week in Gambit, no Gambit Labs or anything crazy like that. Run that for your Pinnacle rewards. Over in Crucible, of course, we've got the Iron Banner live. We'll be taking a look at Lord Saladin and how he's changed in this brand new season in just a bit. But, of course, we've also got Control, Showdown, Survival, Rumble, and Elimination. A lot of which will give you some Pinnacles for the week. Make sure you get your Iron Banner stuff done. Okay, after that, let's head over to the new destination. Of course, we have got brand new nightmares to face in the Castellum itself. We've also got the brand new Sever mission. This is going to get you a Pinnacle drop. Make sure you get it finished. And we've got a refresh of the Duality dungeon. Farmable and definitely worth your time. Make sure you get in there. If you've missed out on anything, we've actually got a guide for how to complete all of the encounters in Duality right here on the channel. Make sure you check it out. Of course, over in Savathun's Throne World, we've got the Preservation mission as well as Vox Obscura for some Pinnacle gears. We've got the Wellspring Attack today with the Fell Taradiddle as your weapon drop. Of course, you can get a Pinnacle drop from running that at a higher difficulty mode. And for the weekly mission, this time around, it's the Communion. Run this for some Pinnacle rewards as well. As for the Legend and Master Lost section of the day, it is Extraction over in Savathun's Throne World. You'll be dealing with Arc and Void shields with an Arc Burn. You'll also have Overload and Unstoppable champions to deal with. The reward today is going to be Exotic Arms, so if you're missing any of the exotic gauntlets in the game, make sure you go and run this. Now, as for the weekly featured retro content this week, this time around it is Garden of Salvation as well as the Pit of Heresy dungeon. Both of these are going to be dropping Pinnacle gear from their final encounter. And if I may say so, Garden of Salvation in particular is worth running. There's some really rare, really powerful weapons that you can get from this raid. If you've missed out on it, if you've never had a chance to get it, get a few of your friends together and try out Garden of Salvation. It's a lot of fun. Alright, with all that being said, let's head into the tower. But not into the tower proper. I know we got a hotfix, but I still don't trust it, so we're heading over into the annex to start things out. Alright, and because we're starting out in the annex, we're going to start our tour with Ada 1. She's actually got a couple of mods that are really important. In particular, Powerful Friends. This is a great charge with light mod, as well as Explosive Wellmaker. Both of these, in my opinion, are must-haves. You should really make sure you've gotten all the mods from her, but in particular, you want to make sure you have these in your repertoire. They don't come up very often in her storefront, and they're definitely worth having. Make sure you pick those up if you've never gotten them before. Alright, so over at the Gunsmith, Banshee has 1 or 2 offerings that might be worth paying attention to. First off, spoiler alert, the classic sidearm. This is coming with a pretty decent role of Feeding Frenzy and Demolitionist. Not a bad role for PvE at all if you're a fan of sidearms. They have some utility this season with the anti-barrier stuff whenever that comes back online. Now, additionally, we've got a decent version of the Palmyra B here as well. If you haven't gotten a good version of this one's definitely passable for PvE. Auto-loading holster, chain reaction, two great perks for the PvE environment. Now, over at the Material Exchange with Master RAHOOL, this time he's offering in the Glimmer Exchange helium filaments as well as spin metal leaves. And then for the Legendary Shard Exchange, we've got Microphasic Data Lattice, Dusklight Shards, Baryon Bow, and Glacial Starward. Last but certainly not least, we have the return of the Iron Banner. In a brand new spot, by the way. Looks like this man went from the side of the tower. He's full frontal attention now. Welcome back, Valis Forge. The Iron Banner this time around is going to have a beginning quest that's going to require you to complete a match in the Iron Banner. But once you've accepted that, you'll be able to take a look at the brand new vendor screen that Lord Saladin has here. It should look familiar. It's virtually going to be the same system that we have with Lord Shaxx as well as Saint 14. You can now rank up with the Iron Banner, getting you a decent batch of rewards for doing so, including a bevy of returning favorites like the Wizened Rebuke Legendary Fusion Rifle. With subsistence, by the way, that's gonna be pretty interesting. Can't wait to get my hands on one of these things. Additionally, when you've gotten those iron engrams for completing quests, for completing bounties and whatnot with Valis Forge, you can now focus your iron engrams into specific gear. If you need some Iron Banner armor, you can now focus for that here. It will generally be higher stat. And of course, you can do the same for weapons, just like with the Saint 14 Trials of Osiris vendor page. This is a pretty awesome addition to the game. It's the revamp of Iron Banner that I've been looking for. Of course, remember, Iron Banner this time around isn't just going to be control. Instead, it's going to be the returning Rift game mode, which is a classic from Destiny 1. And if you plan on participating in the Iron Banner this time around, make sure you're wearing Iron Banner armor or Iron Banner armor ornaments. This is going to give you the buff Iron Lord's Pride, which grants you a chance to receive an enhancement prism as a reward at the end of Iron Banner matches. And each piece of armor you're wearing with this perk on it increases the chance of receiving enhancement prisms to a maximum of 4 items. Additionally, wearing Iron Banner gear is going to get you more reputation with the Iron Lord himself. And so the more of it you've got on, or the more ornaments that you've got on, the faster you'll be able to garner reputation. So hopefully you Guardians have been doing your bounties over at 801 so that you can gather some synthweave, since it's definitely going to be worth it to wear Iron Banner gear this time around. But anyways, make sure you pick up that quest from Lord Saladin, head into the Iron Banner playlist, and complete a match. Once you finish this quest, you'll be able to move on with some of the other Iron Banner steps and make your way towards some of those pinnacle rewards. But alright Guardians, that's pretty much it for your reset guide for the week of May 31st, 2022. A lot of brand new stuff going on in the world of Destiny 2. We've got more nightmares, more Sever missions, more Iron Banner to cover, so make sure you're staying tuned. But now for now, thank you all so much for watching, and as always, I am the Black Link. You Guardians, stay frosty. And I hope you Guardians have fun in this week's Iron Banner.